Hey guys, so what we're working on today is we're working on a new MuteMe, and so we're calling it the MuteMe Click, and what this is going to do is it's going to do two things for the customer. One, it's going to give you camera control, end call, and raise hand functions, so additional functionality, and then two, it's going to bring the price down. So in order to hit both of these goals, what we really needed to do was reuse some of the parts on our existing device because we're a small company, we do small production runs, so we can't afford to go out and spend an extra $20,000-$30,000 on mold costs to develop a new device every single time we need to make a change or we want to do something like this. So what the method that I'd come up with was basically taking the stainless steel piece from our device and trying to see if we can replace it. And so this is a pretty thin piece of stainless steel. It's very strong. It sits on these metal posts, or not metal posts, these plastic posts here, and these posts actually help push it up. And so this is a kind of a unique problem because this device was designed just for this metal piece. It wasn't really designed for anything else. It wasn't designed for a click. It wasn't designed for any kind of movement. It was actually designed to not have movement. And so in order to make this work, we had to come up with a unique solution. So what we did was we took the piece that would sit on top, the plastic piece that we would replace the stainless steel with, and we added these little legs to it. And these legs actually allow those posts to now sit in little pits that go above and beyond where the stainless steel would be. And so what we're doing is whereas before the stainless steel, and if you look on this device here, you'll see that the stainless steel sits below the edge of the device. It's recessed. With the new click version, and here's the new click version of the device, it sits level. It's no longer recessed. It's actually going to pop up maybe a little bit. So we've changed the way the device looks, and we know we have a way of making it look really nice still, and being very aesthetic. So it's not really, this is not what it's going to look like. This is just kind of for engineering purposes to help determine if it's going to work. But the idea behind this really is to bring the cost down of the device so we can sell it to more people and add additional functionality to the device at the same time. And so in every dimension there's movement. So because there's movement in every dimension, we can add a button here, a button here, a button here, a button here. Add a post in the center that comes straight down, so you can't press necessarily in the center, so it forces movement into one of the quadrants. And so when that's done and set up properly, then you can have microphone control, camera control, ending your call, raising your hand, and all on one little device. We can also map the top of the device with icons like these. So we can have icons that are mapped to the top, and we're probably going to make it a nice black matte plastic with shiny icons just like that. So now what we do is we go to this part of the project where we take the PCB, we move things around, we add buttons here, 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 and here. Once we add those 4 buttons, it gives us those 4 degrees of control. We get rid of the capacitive touch sensor. So this device actually has 2 because this is a prototype device. And so we get rid of the capacitive touch sensor here that's working with the chip, and then we get rid of this capacitive touch sensor that's here. We move the LEDs around to where they're stacked in pairs, so 2 down here, 2 up there, and then we add a baffle in the center, and all this can be accomplished with just this one single piece of plastic. So I'm going to make some changes here, and then I'm going to send it off to our factory in China. We have an engineering team there that looks at our stuff to make sure it's ready for manufacturing, and once all that happens, we will then order some engineering samples. So if all goes well, next steps, for me anyways, is finish the design here. Once I finish the design, then move on to designing the PCB. And then we'll order some PCBs, bring them in, test them. Everything looks like it's working properly. We moved this over to the factory and say, hey guys, we need 100 of these just to kind of get a good, small run in. They produce the first 100. We go through color, we go through, textures, all that stuff that you have to do with when you're manufacturing something. We'll go, kind of just make sure everything's good to go on that front, and then we'll hit go. And maybe we'll order, 10,000 of these, what we're calling MuteMe Clicks to be able to get out to everyone. So the goal was to get this product out or get this, this work done in 30 days and get it over to our team in China. We're ahead of schedule. The firmware, which was supposed to take a week, only took like 3 days. This might put us ahead of schedule as well, because originally we were thinking we were going to redesign the entire device, and redesigning a device from scratch just takes a long time, and everything, like even like just getting this translucent color of the plastic just right took forever. Anytime we can kind of reduce work, it's going to be beneficial. And so we're trying to definitely do that and save some money, and then also deliver a lot of value to customers and be ready to go for this Christmas season. So that's the goal. That's what we're working on. I think that there's probably close to another 2 weeks worth of work that's going to go into just even this piece, even though it seems like we're almost done. There's always like little things that take a really long time. And after that, we should have a prototype that's 3D printed, or partially 3D printed in this case, working and running. And then after that, we'll send some files over and see what happens. And so I think we may see a MuteMe Click here on the horizon by probably July or August. So that's the goal. That's what we're aiming for. But you never know, things can happen, and this could completely get derailed for some other reason. But that's what we're working towards, and this will be a lower cost product. And like I said in my earlier vlog, we're targeting a $20 to $29. We're probably going to go for $29 for retail, and we'll go to Kickstarter at 25 or 24 to try to get this product out there. So that's the goal. Wish us luck. Subscribe if you haven't done it already. I'm one of the few people that's on here that's running a hardware company and putting out content just so you guys can follow along in our journey, because it is kind of weird to do this, but at the same time, we've got nothing to lose. We're a small company, and so we can do it. Might as well do it while we can. And at some point, if we can't, we'll stop. But I feel like this is kind of a great way to learn how this process goes. And if you've ever wanted to create a product yourself, you'll probably hear things along the way that may be insightful or helpful, and that can lead to you doing something like this on your own one day. So there you go. Thank you. Bye, guys.